There's many people who go off of this 80-20 concept when it comes down to eating healthy with their nutrition, eating right, doing what's right, but only doing it 80% of the time. And the other 20% of the time is a free for all. And when you're doing the 80, what I have witnessed and what I have experienced from clients when they're trying to work the 80-20, or other individuals talking about the 80-20, is that 20% is a fucking free for all. So what it means is 80 out of 100% of the time, 80% of it is spent doing exactly what you should be doing to try to reach the results and achieve the results you're looking for, whether it is muscle gain, performance gain, whether it is weight loss, and the majority is going to be weight loss. But you're only doing what needs to be done 80% of the time. So, and when I talk to these individuals and I hear them talk about what they're working on, what they're trying to do, a lot of times it's still not working for them, or it's not working properly, or they're getting frustrated because I still have people, DM me, well, I've been doing X for this long and I'm only doing this, and I've been doing that for this long and I'm still not seeing the results I want to see or I'd like to see. So obviously the 80-20 isn't working. But why not? Why isn't it working to help them reach their goals or your goals? Maybe it's you it's not working for. Maybe what you do Monday through Friday is truly not sustainable. Okay? Maybe you have not earned the right to use the 80-20 principle when it comes down to nutrition and health, eating properly, establishing good nutritional and health habits. The other one is maybe you really do not have any desire. I'm going to say this again. You really do not have any desire to reach your full health and aesthetic potential. What do I mean? To have great blood work markers, to have a great aesthetics such as abs. You can see your abs. You have a smaller waistline. You see more muscle definition. You see more muscle in general. Maybe you don't have that true desire to really get and reach that potential of yours. So let's break this down for a quick second. So let's talk about the sustainability aspect. 80-20. Maybe you weigh and measure Monday through Friday all the way up until it's time to go out. And you're like, man, I can't wait for the weekend, because this mundane stuff that I do Monday through Friday, such as weighing and measuring, I'm ready to just take a break. And when that Friday evening, that Saturday comes along, that goal setting glass that you have filled, okay, with your successes throughout the week, you just kind of took that glass and poured your goals and poured that hard work out of it. So now, come Monday, you're like, all right, I'm ready to get back on it. But you are not starting where you left off. You're actually starting a little further back. And I understand the logic people have with this is, well, yeah, but it's not as low as it was before. That may be a case in point, but sometimes you probably just ate the same amount of calories throughout the entire weekend that you ate throughout the entire week. Just think about that for a minute. Everything you ate for the weekend, because you just kind of put everything on hold for that 20% of the time, accumulates to about the same amount of calories you've eaten throughout the week if you did everything correctly Monday through Friday. So you really aren't just taking a one step back. You just took a whole mile back. And maybe you just emptied out that glass completely and you're actually starting over again. Maybe you plan your meals correctly Monday through Friday. You know when lunch is, you know when breakfast is, you know when dinner is, you've got where you're going to eat, how much you're going to eat. Everything's pre-planned and programmed. You're logging your food down. You know your schedule. Who doesn't know their schedule Monday through Friday? It's a sustainable work week. But come the weekend, things come up. You got games. Your kids have games that weekend, practices, social events. All these things come up. You get invited to last minute events and you want to go. And it's no longer your routine and you didn't set yourself up for success. So maybe what you do Monday through Friday is truly not sustainable. Because when the weekend comes, you think you have room and you decide to quit and stop doing the work. Yeah, I said quit. You decided to quit and stop doing the work. Okay. What do I mean by you have not earned the right? You haven't earned the right. Okay. You haven't earned the right to get to that point where you can now float and fluctuate and be flexible have food flexibility, to have food flexibility with your lifestyle. You have not mastered the craft of food flexibility. Okay, you have not mastered the craft of food flexibility. So therefore you have not earned the right to have a day or 2 days off, 1 or 2 meals off. Yeah, there's a way to manage that mindset to go, don't feel bad for eating the piece of cake. But we're not talking about just a piece of cake. We're talking about the whole cake throughout the entire weekend. Or maybe it's 2 out of 3 meals, but you haven't learned how to master all 3 meals. You haven't learned how to master the weekend with this new lifestyle. It takes more than just committing yourself 80% of the time to establish a better habit and routine in your lifestyle and make it sustainable. See how it all comes back to that first one? You haven't learned how to master that sustainability. And because you haven't mastered the craft of food flexibility, you have not earned the right to now establish that 80-20 concept and do it better than what you're doing it now. And this last one, I read a lot of books and I listen to a lot of podcasts and I listen to a lot of masterminds who talk about this, the mindset. And it's a lot more powerful than you give it credit. So they talk about, one individual, I'm going to give credit to John Mattson. I know he's got a lot of other resources, but this is where I heard it from and it really hit home for me. It comes down to the word I was using earlier, desire. And it's a lot more than just discipline. It's a lot more than just, dedication. It starts with the desire. If you have a desire to get a promotion, you're not going to put forth 80% effort hoping to get that promotion. It ain't going to fucking happen. If you have the desire to be successful as a parent, if you have the desire to be successful as a mother or as a father, you can't assume and think that you're going to be successful only putting in 80% effort. You wouldn't tell that to your kids. Hey, bud, just give me about 80% effort on the field. You'll get that starting position, because after all, you did give me 80% or you gave the coach 80%. No, just give the teachers 80% of your effort. The other 20% you can slack off. That's just enough. You should be able to get by in life doing that. You have a stronger desire to be successful at these other things, to make sure your children are successful in these other things. But you may not have the desire to reach your full health potential physically and internally, mentally, to be able to master the craft of food flexibility, finding time to exercise, instead of just giving us 80% effort. And this is where, having a coach comes into play. This is where having a mentor comes into play. This is where having help and accountability comes into play. It's helping you establish that desire to improve your health and master these things so that you're not playing this 80-20 game and you're taking these baby steps, forward and these huge jumps backwards. It's not taking you a decade to finally reach a goal where you're happy, and you're very content and you're very confident staring at yourself naked in front of the mirror. You haven't reached or haven't really dug in deep to learn what your desire is, and find the desire to want to improve that. Okay. Just think about that for a minute. So what's it going to take? Maybe it takes a little bit of help. Maybe it takes reaching out to somebody, because let's just face it, you're not doing it by yourself. And it ain't working. Reach out find a coach, whether it's me or somebody else. Okay. It may not be me. You may not like my styles and my methods, and that's okay. But there will be somebody who can help you. You just got to be able to ask for that help to help you find that fire and that desire to want to end up doing better for yourself. Just think about that for a minute.